The slump has gone away, and I have been swayed by my friends to read something else that I wasn't planning on reading. What's new? Hello lovely book dragons, and welcome back to another weekly update. Last week was the week of the slump, we talked about it, but this week I'm out of my slump. I'm out of my slump, I'm super happy. Did I read everything I said I was gonna read? No. Am I already changing around my TBR because of Abby and Patrick and Alex and all them peeps? Yes, I am. So let's talk about what I've read, what I'm reading, and what I'm planning on reading next. Last time we chatted, I was just 200 pages away from finishing The Invisible Life of Adi LaRue, which I have finished since then. I finished this early on in the week, and I absolutely love this book. I'm not going to be talking too much about it in this video because I am planning on doing a should you read for this book, which should be coming out Friday this week if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a full in-depth should you read spoiler-free review of this. But needless to say, I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. I just absolutely loved it. This resonated with me, and this was what took me out of my slump because I just couldn't stop reading. It was so beautiful. It was just everything I needed right in that moment. Yeah, definitely a good contestant for a favorite of the year already, but yeah, absolutely love this. Watch out for my review that's coming this week if you want to know more in depth what this is about without being spoiled, and if you should or should not pick up Adi LaRue. I give it 5 stars. I loved it. This was written for someone like me. Last time we spoke, I was also still reading Fires of Vengeance. I'm not going to talk about it. I haven't read a single word in it since then. I may just put it down temporarily and pick it back up later. I don't know what's going to happen with Fires of Vengeance, but yeah, I decided that I wasn't going to continue for now because there's so many other things that are catching my attention and that I want to read. And the other book that we were talking about last time that I was still in the middle of was Hall of Smoke, which I was listening to on audiobook, and as of this morning, I decided that I was going to DNF it at, I think it was 46% of the way through this book. Listen, I was listening to the audiobook and I just couldn't care less. I wasn't interested in what was happening. I wasn't connected to the characters. I wasn't connected to the story. I wasn't connected to anything. I was just listening to it just for the sake of listening to it. And that's not what I want to be doing. I want to spend my time reading books that I enjoy. And so I DNF'd this. Maybe it was not the right format, maybe it wasn't the right time, maybe this book would be amazing for someone else at a different time, or just for someone else in general. Maybe I would end up loving this at a different time in my life. But right now is not that time, and therefore I'm DNFing it. The next book I started and finished this week was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I absolutely love this book. This was another 5-star read. I'm telling you, these 2 books, Adi LaRue and this, got me out of my slump, which is also why I decided to DNF Hall of Smoke, because I didn't want to get into another slump. So this book I absolutely loved. In this book we follow a woman named Nora who just has a pretty shitty life, and she decides to commit suicide, but before she dies, she lands in this place called the Midnight Library, where she can choose to try on different lives that she didn't follow in her actual life when she made different decisions. So for example, when you decide where you go to college, what if you decided this college, you went to college A, but you were hesitating between A and B, and she could see what happened if I went to college B, as an example. She arrives in this Midnight Library, is allowed to try on a bunch of different lives until she figures out what she wants, if she still wants to die, if she doesn't want to die, what life she wants to follow, and I absolutely love this book. This is not an action-packed book. This is really like a contemplative, introspective book, in my opinion. At least that's how it came across to me, how I experienced it, and I loved it. This resonated with so many things that I have been thinking about regrets, about things that you're scared to do because you don't know what the outcome is going to be, and what if this choice is what's going to ruin your life, but what if it's the choice that's going to make your life 1,000 times better than it already is. So pretty much this resonated a lot with me. I tabbed it up a little bit, not too much, but quite a bit as well, and yeah, I just love this book. I gave it 5 stars, another favorite. What a good week this was. Now, I mentioned that I was going to be starting Wildcat and Black Sun, which I have. So let's talk about Wildcat first. I started this book, I'm 11% into this book, and so far it's good. I wasn't expecting anything actually when I was going in. I didn't know anything about it, didn't even read the synopsis. I just picked it up because it was the Shop Polished In book of the month, and 11% in. I wasn't expecting the smut, I'm gonna say. I was not expecting it. I was like, well, okay. Not something I usually read, but so far it's really interesting. I'm gonna continue with it, but it's not gonna be the book that I'm gonna prioritize because there's something else coming. We all know what it is, I think, but yeah. Still really enjoying it, definitely planning to continue with it, just not as my main book. And then I picked up Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse yesterday, and I'm already 65% of the way through with this. I'm listening to the audiobook, which sometimes can be hit or miss if it's a fantasy book. If I'm only listening to the audiobook, I can get lost and not situated in the world, but this is working for me really well. It's a full cast narration, which I absolutely love. And yeah, it's really working for me so far. It's not spectacular. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star read. So far, it's sitting at a solid 3 stars for me. It's a good book, but nothing exceptional. But I will see how the last 45% of it go, which I'm hoping to finish today. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one as of now, but we will see when I finish it. So that takes care of what I've read and what I'm currently reading, which is Wildcat and Black Sun, since I DNF'd Hollow Smoke. And now we're going to be talking about what I plan to read next. Of course, first and foremost, I plan to finish Black Sun as my main priority. Starting today, tomorrow, I want to finish Black Sun. I am going to continue with Wildcat a little bit here, a little bit there, until I finish it by the end of the month, of course. But what else? So next weekend, I'm going to be reading Legendborn by Tracy Dion with Lyra. We're going to be doing a 24-hour readathon to read this in 24 hours, and we're going to vlog it. So if you are planning, because I know there's a lot of people planning on reading this month, if you're planning on reading it and you want to join us in the 24-hour readathoning, message us on any of the Discords, and we would love to do all of this together. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, next weekend I'm going to be reading this in 24 hours. But the main thing of this week is going to be Ruin by John Gwynne. So this week, on I think Monday it was, Alan from Library of Alexandria posted the video chat for Valor that he did with Philip and Abby and Patrick and Alex, and it was just, like hearing them talk about Valor again really, really, really made me want to pick up Ruin. Why haven't I picked it up yet if I love this series so much? This book ruins people. I know this is like the lamest joke and everyone has done it, but you know what? I hadn't done it yet. I need to do it. So yeah, this book apparently really ruins people, and I didn't want to suffer. That it was that simple. So yeah, I've been putting this off because I didn't want to suffer. I really didn't want to get my heart broken by John Gwynne, but it's time. It's time. Hearing them talk about Valor really, really, really made me want to read Ruin, and then I need to jump into Wrath right away. That's what everyone says I need to do, because otherwise I will be an inconsolable mess at the end of this. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading Ruin. This guy, like, it looks a bit inoffensive. Like, you look at it and you're like, yeah, it's big, but come on, you know, like, it's not that big. It's 750 pages. Like, this is 100 pages bigger than Valor. But I'm so excited. Like, just reading some of the names, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to get into this book and read it. I won't be finishing it this week unless I get like crazy into it, which probably will happen. But yeah, I don't think I can read all of this in 1 week, but I hope to read as much as I possibly can and then jump into Wrath. guys, this series is just everything. Honestly, I love this series so much with my whole heart, and I can't wait to have my heart broken, but I can wait, because I think I know what it is, because the foreshadowing in Valor was like on point, and I still remember the sentence, and I remember where in the page it is, and I remember putting the tab in and messaging Leslie and saying, this is the foreshadowing, this is the Ruin foreshadowing, isn't it? So yeah, I think that pretty much takes care of everything, because I haven't really been watching anything. I haven't been doing much besides reading lately, or just like, you know, existing and working and living. But yeah, I haven't really watched any movies or any shows. So I think that's going to be it for me today, actually. Also, yeah, I remember now that I told you I was going to read The Vanishing Half, but I want to read Ruin. I don't want to wait anymore. This is the kind of reader that I am. I am a mood reader. And that's why I pick huge TBRs, so that then throughout the month I can just pick what I want to read from that TBR whenever I want to read it. I've become a really bad buddy reader, because I used to be like, okay, yeah, I'll read the goals every day with you and follow along, and now I'm like, I don't want to read this week. I want to read it earlier or sooner or not at all, and I just kind of follow my reading mood. But it is important to do that, because otherwise I get in a slump and then I don't read anything, and that is the worst case scenario. We don't want that. We don't want that. So there you go, guys. That's going to be it from me today. I wish you a wonderful week. I wish you still a happy Sunday, happy Valentine's Day if you have Valentine. If not, happy Valentine's Day to yourself. This is, you know, we just gotta love everyone and love ourselves, and just a happy day of love, you know? Happy day of love. I will see you very soon with another video. Bye, guys.